Hello everyone, your voice here, and welcome to our channel Sansevieria 101. So for this episode, we're going to go back and feature one trifasciata cultivar, which is still part of the short leaf group of trifasciata. And this particular Sansevieria trifasciata short leaf cultivar has many names in the trade or in the market. So namely, I think this information was provided for me by a fellow colleague of mine, May Sanggalang, and according to her research, this particular cultivar is known in the trade, especially in parts of US, India, and Europe. It is known as stars and stripes. In fact, I have also research on my own, and I found online on some plant shops, also Etsy. This particular trifasciata cultivar is also called stars and stripes. So, in other countries, it is also known as Pagoda Striata, especially in Australia. And in fact, I got mine as Pagoda Striata as well. So, I am in a dilemma on what to put as an ID on the title of this particular feature for this trifasciata short leaf type. And aside from that, I'll add that in some parts of Asia as well, it is also having more names such as Jade Pagoda, Hahnii Jade Marginata Variegata, Jade Pagoda, Variegated Pagoda Variegata. So those are the additional names that you can find about this cultivar in the market. But like I mentioned, I am in a dilemma of what to put as an ID for this particular Sansevieria trifasciata episode. In fact, I'll tell you a short story of how I received it. I received it 3 years ago, and I received it from a particular supplier that distributed this to me as Pagoda Striata, and as well as sold me the previous trifasciata short leaf that we featured, the trifasciata twist. It was sold to me. That one was sold to me as Twister Tsunami. So those two I have received from a very particular supplier, and as I researched, especially I also have cues from Mai's research or May's research about this particular cultivar. As I mentioned, she provided me the information of the several names of it in the market. However, if you research about the names that I have mentioned, none of them have a legitimate patent for this particular cultivar. So I'm going to give you some clues. I think there is no conflict if I reveal the patent for this particular cultivar, so that we know who the inventor is. So a patent of it was actually applied also same year wherein I have purchased it, together with the Twister Tsunami that I mentioned, because this one was patented back 2021. That's 3 years ago, pandemic time, and if I may provide the patent for it, because it's readily provided in the online or the net. So I think there's no conflict, because anyone can just look up the patent for this particular plant. The patent number I'll also include on the left side or the right side of the information for it as a history, because as I research all the names that were mentioned, those have not applied for any patents regarding their regarding the plants, or why the name came to be, or where did it originated. However, this patent that I am mentioning has all the materials or the proof that describe that they have legitimately mutated or cultivated this particular trifasciata shortleaf cultivar. So the US patent is a USPP 33,126P3. That is the patent number. You can look it up yourself, and you will be able to find the information that I'm also sharing to you. So like I said, if you know the patent number, you can just look it up in the web. It's not restricted. There's nothing confidential about it. Um, and according to my research, this is the first one that introduced it last 3 years ago, exactly the time wherein I have received two plants from the specific supplier, which provided me with Pagoda Striata and the Twister Tsunami. So they were patented last 3 years ago, June 1, 2021, and the name of the inventor is Ashish Hansori. I'm sorry if I have pronounced that name incorrectly. And he is from Mumbai, India. So there's a notice on it, subject to any disclaimer. This term is patent extended to adjusted under 35 USC 154 by 0 days. So that is what is stated on the patent. In fact, I have a copy of the patent with me, so I'm just going to read through some of the information, because if I'm not going to do that, then I cannot give you the history of this cultivar as to where it came from or where it first mutated. So according to the patent, I'll just read some of the background of the invention. So the present invention relates to a new and distinct cultivar of Sansevieria plant, botanically known as, here you go, I'll just focus it. Cultivar of Sansevieria plant, botanically known as Sansevieria trifasciata. So that is the species of family Asparagaceae, hereinafter referred to by the cultivar name of Hansel T22. So that is the only patent for this specific cultivar, and this is page 1 actually, so I can show you the we're going to skip some other details of the patent, because I don't need to disclose them. In fact, later on we will discuss how can this mutation be or how can it exist. So this is the look of the figure from the patent itself that is readily available online. So it is what you can see. It is the same. It's just that it's not colored. In fact, I have more specimens of it. This was my first specimen, and this one is a new specimen from a good friend, because I'm going to feature it. So I asked if he has a more appealing specimen for me to feature on the channel. So that's why he shared it to me. That good friend is JR Cabaluna. So thank you, JR, for providing me with this specimen. So figure 2 would be really the same as what I'm showing you. So there's no question about it. Figure 3, they have managed to stabilize the mutation. As you can see, they are also providing with proof that they have grown offsets of the same Sansevieria trifasciata cultivar, which is short leaf, and successfully the same all throughout the said picture or illustration that they have shown. So, and then I think this is page 6. So page 6 would be showing you the parent of where the plant came from. So they referred to this as Hahnii Jade Marginata, but that is not the official name of it. It is Jade Dwarf Marginated, and Jade Dwarf Marginated is the parent plant of Hansel 22. So I'm just showing you the proof that they have submitted on the patent, and more proof as well. Here you go. I think it's just the same figure 4 and figure 5. Last page is actually, I'm sorry about that, figure 6, which is showing you the leaf pattern of Jade Dwarf Marginated and the Sansevieria trifasciata Hansodi 22. So actually, my was kind of worried to show the information on this patent, but I think it is safe because it's not overlapping to any existing patent or any existing published Sansevieria cultivar. So therefore, I deem it safe to show you the patent or the history of this plant, how this plant came to be. So uh, I'm just not going to put it as a title for the YouTube episode. In fact, I'm thinking of putting the Pagoda Striata and the Stars and Stripes because they are more famous for it, and I would like people to readily access them if they look or search on the channel. They can easily access them by using the name Pagoda Striata or Stars and Stripes because they are more famous with that name. Although that name is not patented, that name is not. Those names are not published. They are purely trade names. Hansori 22 though is a patented name. Same with Twister Tsunami. I think it is Hansori 21. So these plants that are mostly not identified, I have traced them back to someone who has cultivated them, namely the person Ashish Hansori. So going back, scientifically, if we are going to name it, inventor, of course, they have the priority of naming the plants because they're the ones who invented it. But in the name of science, though, this trifasciata is a dark green clone, namely because the base color of it is the dark bandings that are originating from trifasciata. So there are two bandings that are originating from a normal trifasciata leaf, and that is a banded pattern of dark green bands and pale green bands. So what you see right now is a dark green clone because almost all part of the leaves are dark. There is no trace of the light or the pale green bandings on them, so they're pure dark green in color for the solid base color of the plant. So it is a trifasciata dark green clone. It is short leaf. It is having margins, and it is having a striolated variegation on the center part of the leaf. So if you combine all those, it is kinda a very long scientific identification because as if it's going to lean on a science, it has to be basic words to describe them. So namely, it's dark green clone, it's having margins, variegated margins. It's also having variegated striolations on the center part, and it is short leaf. So we have to find a suitable name for it that would be apt with all those characteristics that I have described. So aside from that, I think I have nothing to add except for again taking measurements. But I like mentioned, short leaf trifasciatas would normally be uh, about 2 to 6 inches leaf length, and their leaf width will measure, set to 0, measure. This is quite a wide leaf specimen. It's 58.5, and that is dependent on how healthy the specimen is, because this one has been attacked by mites. That is why the center part are growing very very small leaves to versus growing a very wide leaf. So it could be as thin as 26.8. If they're attacked by mites, then they could shrink to 12.5. So actually, I'm very scared about this specimen because it's already attacked by mites. We know that there are mites on them. I'm not sure if I killed them, but if you are going to water them directly on the core, sometimes you will expect them to rot away because there are already wounds on it. So what I do, folks, this is one tip that I'll give out. I never water when I know that it's unhealthy. I never water in the core. I would water from here at the side where I have the slow release fertilizer. Then what I do is I'll keep spraying the core with hydrogen peroxide or alcohol. That way, it will be not a comfortable spot for mites to live in because you always spray something like hydrogen peroxide or alcohol. I'm using those two because they're disinfectants. That means any wounds that are existing on the plant itself, they will callus faster or they will dry up because of the properties of alcohol and hydrogen peroxide. If you're going to put to spray water on it, water would sometimes be impure and it would infect the plant from the entry points of the wounds that were caused by the mites. So if you know that there are already mites, then refrain from watering on the core itself, but water them by the side, and then keep spraying alcohol or hydrogen peroxide on the topmost portion of the plant or the core. That is to deter pests from living in the center part of the Sansevieria trifasciata dwarf type. So aside from that, I have nothing to add. So if you have any questions or suggestions, don't hesitate to leave a comment below. And if you like what I have presented, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I hope you have all guys have a great day. Thank you for watching and goodbye.